Hello, T-Bags. It's me, dear Rose. Welcome to Taking Out the Trash Tuesdays. At least that's what I call it on my Dear Rose podcast on Spotify. Welcome. For all you all that have not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Today I have some plus size hot tea for you guys. Tomorrow, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are airing and they're coming in hot. I got the latest on the Beverly Hills Housewives and a little bit more. Let's get started with the cast. It was a little shakeup going on with the Beverly Hills Housewives this year. We lost Denise Richards and we also lost Teddy Vanderkamp, I think. What was her last name? Anyway, that's why she's gone. She was boring. At least that's what they say, allegedly. Let's get started, guys. Welcome again. Thank you for tuning in to Plus Size Tea with Dear Rose. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season teaser trailer was released today, guys. And ERIKA is in the hot seat. As we all been hearing, ERIKA Girardi and her husband Tom, the infamous lawyer, big time lawyer, is having some legal woes. We all know that during the season, you'll see that their divorce is in progress. So that's like I said in the heading that their divorce is pending. But in actuality, I think their divorce has been finalized, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it's pending during the season of the show. So ERIKA and her husband are having some marital woes. You'll see in the beginning of the season. I'm really shocked. I was wondering if it had anything to do with his legal issues that were going on. It says that Tom was the lawyer of the people, and their mother died in like a plane crash or something. Allegedly, I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but that he swindled them or embezzled 1.2 or 3, $4 million, and among other things, and I guess that brought a lot of shame on ERIKA, because now they're trying to implicate her allegedly in some of the legal activity that was going on with her husband Tom, and I guess by divorcing him, was a forced divorce. It may have been by his lawyers may have said the best thing for you to do would be divorce Tom, separate yourself from him, because legally you may not be held liable for any of these things because you're divorcing him. So a lot of times, guys, when these big time influential people, rich, super rich, get into a lot of legal woes, it is best that their spouses divorce, separate themselves from the person that's having the legal issues, because it looks better on that other person, so they won't be drugged into it. And it looks like ERIKA is allegedly being drugged into his legal mess. So I don't think they divorced because of any infidelity or anything like that. I know there was some rumors out there about some infidelity. I don't think so. I think it was advised by his lawyers and hers for her to separate herself from him, to become a separate entity from him. And I know that hurt her, because I really believe ERIKA really loves her husband. So I just hate that, to see their marriage, dissipate like that because of legal woes. Hi, Curtis. Welcome. All right. So for you just tuning in, I am talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that franchise. Maybe you are Atlanta's, but there are several housewife franchises within Bravo's network, and Beverly Hills is one of the shows that will be airing tomorrow night, May 19th. I think they will come on at between 8 and 9. I'm not sure. But anyway, getting back to Erica and Tom's legal woes. So a lot of times, Curtis, if you know, a lot of times with these big time influential people, when they come into a lot of legal woes, have you ever heard of the lawyers telling the spouses to um, separate themselves from that person that's having those legal issues? It's best to divorce because sometimes being married is a good way because you can't testify against your husband. But in some legal issues, it is best that you separate yourself from the person that's having the legal woes because you could be implicated in some of their misgivings. So I believe that her lawyers and his lawyers teamed up together and um, advised them both that it would best that Erica would separate herself from him because of the alleged embezzlement activities that were going on. He was a prominent lawyer, big time lawyer. Tom Girardi was. He's 80 some years old. He was about 30 years or so of her senior, much younger wife, but that's common. Older men do marry younger women. And now that you'll see throughout the season that they begin to have marital issues, which I believe comes from his legal woes, and eventually they divorce, and then you hear about this big scandal right after their divorce is announced. But anyway, it's been a big shakeup. As we said, we lost Teddy Mellencamp. That's her last name. We lost Teddy Mellencamp and we lost Denise Richards. As we know, last season, Denise Richards had an awful exit. Um, it was rumored that she had allegedly slept with Brandy. And I just really didn't like the way that ended. I didn't like the way Bravo handled that. I didn't like the way they allowed Brandy to slander um, Denise in that way. I didn't like how she wasn't even a friend of the show. Neither was Kyle's sister anymore a friend of the show. And I don't like how they allowed Kyle to bring them on and throw all this nasty dirt and rumor on on um, on another housewife like that. I really was very disappointed in Bravo or production or whoever allowed that storyline to could have destroyed her career. Thank God she's still on the Bold and the Beautiful. I watch her every day on the Bold and the Beautiful. So shout out to Denise Richards. She came out unscathed, and the little plan. Cal always throws rocks and hide her hand. I used to really, really like Cal, but I don't care for her as much anymore. I saw her Venom last season, and I believe, although um, I'm kind of back and forth with Lisa Vanderpump, I kind of can see where Lisa Vanderpump the reason why she feels the way she does about Kyle. Kyle throws rocks, hides her hand, and always plays innocent and runs off and cries like a little baby. I just don't understand that. Put your big girl panties on. If you're gonna play with, you either stay on the porch or if you can't play with the big dogs. That's what I say about Kyle. So anyway, so let's get to it. We got two new housewives appearing on the show again this year, and we'll get to them in a minute. But the current cast will include the OG housewife Kyle Richards. Returning is Dorit Kemsley. I love Dorit. Garcelle Bouvier, Fancy, that starred with Jamie Foxx on his hit sitcom back in the day. She'll be back. Erika Girardi, of course, and Lisa Rinna. And the new additions will be Crystal Cone Minkoff and recently promoted friend Sutton. Is it Strachey? Telly Mellencamp was fired in September, allegedly. Kyle's sister, Kathy Hilton, will also join the drama as a friend of the show. And while their other sister, Kim, doesn't appear in the trailer at all, her name comes up in a devastating moment, something about Kim. The season team reunion was held via Zoom, as most of the Housewives their previous season was held via Zoom due to the COVID pandemic. But anyway, a lot of drama is going to ensue this year with the Housewives. The biggest Beverly Hills scandal to rock the Housewives versus in the past few months was the first divorce on the show, which was of ERIKA and Tom Girardi, as I was speaking of earlier, and then the shocking lawsuit that followed. The season 11 trailer shows that the ladies don't shy away from their issues. Um, and I quote, I did not see it ending this way. I was going to hold that man's hand until he died. And I believe that ERIKA was going to be with him until he passed as well. I think she really loved him. She really respected him. He rescued her. She was like a waitress or a stripper or something. And he saw her, dancer, something like that. And he saw her. He fell in love with her. He married her. She had a son, and from a previous relationship, he took her from a small town girl to now she's this big persona. She has her own show that she travels and dances in. He allowed her to become the woman that she is now, and I am shocked too. I don't believe that it was intentional that he divorced ERIKA. Again, I will say that it was. I think the lawyers advised her because of this big scandal, the embezzlement scandal. They advised her to divorce him. But anyway, she said that she was going to hold his hand until the end. ERIKA tells her friends one moment. In another, she assures Garcelle she didn't know about the lawsuit when she filed for divorce. I don't believe that. I believe she did know about the lawsuit when she filed for divorce. The dating life of Rena's daughter, Amelia Gray, pops up too. Comes to find out that Amelia Gray allegedly is dating Scott Disick, Kourtney Kardashian's baby daddy of 3. And he's way too old for Amelia Gray, as he was way too old for Lionel Richards' daughter as well. She was 19 and Scott was like 30 or something like that, 32, 33. We dated Lionel Richards' daughter. So now he's dating Amelia Gray, which is even younger than Lionel Richie's daughter at the time. So I guess he like him young. He got Kourtney when she was young too. She was just a few years younger than Scott. But oh my God, somebody need to put Scott on a leash, like for real. His kids are getting big now. They're like preteen age. And if I were him, I would like slow it down. Like really, what's up with him dating these young girls? Men that get in their 40s, I guess they go through these midlife crises and they want to relive their youth and make sure they still got it or whatever. But anyway, of course, Kyle is going to point out that Scott is dating Amelia Gray and have her to put her 2 cents in it. She's always gossiping about somebody else's family, I guess to hide from her own. But anyway, they talk about that. And I said Kyle makes a statement that he's too damn old and he's got 3 kids. And which Kyle is, my point is right. Also in the world of rental, Miss Harry Hamlin wonders aloud what's wrong with being fake and phony sometimes, which shouldn't surprise anyone at all. And this is what Entertainment Weekly reported. The new girls get in on the action as well on the show. Tensions flare between Crystal, the new girl, and Sutton, who responds to an accusation of jealousy from the former. Jealous of what? Your ugly leather pants? In an instantly iconic moment, whether the context may be. And anyway, you can check the trailer out on Entertainment News Weekly. Also, Garcelle Bouvier, fancy as she'll always be to me, confronts Kyle about the accusation that Garcelle was supposed to donate a certain amount of money to this charity, and she said she never received Garcelle's check. So we saw on the reunion show that Garcelle defended herself against Kyle's accusation. She told Kyle, watch what you say to me, because that's, for those accusations that I did not make my pledge, for this charity, that's not true. So I don't blame Garcelle for confronting Kyle about that, because, that's something that could ruin her brand. I don't think Kyle and so many others, and I believe this is why Lisa Vanderpump left. I don't believe that Cal and some of the others like the fact that the first African American woman was brought onto the Beverly Hills franchise. And I noticed this year we have an Asian American on as well. And I noticed that the franchises are trying to be very diverse now. And it to me, I mean, it's okay to see diversity on some of the franchises, but it seems forced. It seems forced in the Dallas franchise. It seemed forced in the Beverly Hills franchise, although I love Garcelle. And it seems forced in the New York franchise as well, because I noticed they brought in an African American or a biracial girl on the New York franchise as well. To me, it seems kind of forced, Bravo, really. Um, you can't force diversity. It has to be organic. If they really do have black friends or friends of other, cultures, that's cool. But to plop an Asian person in Dallas and plop an Asian person in Beverly Hills or a black person when they really are not friends or they really don't associate themselves with black people on a regular basis. Yeah, they may have a couple of dinners and they go to a couple of galas together and they may know some black, people. But if they're really, really not that connected in their lives, it doesn't seem real to us when we watch it. So, oh, Curtis said he is not up on the Housewives, so sure. But I don't think it wasn't organic to me to see Garcelle on Beverly Hills. Maybe this season it'll look a little bit better. I could see the shade that the ladies were throwing Garcelle. They wanted her to play the angry black woman, but Garcelle was very rarely even filming with them. And she said that she was busy, but I believe it was because she felt the coldness. To me, I was really shocked at ERIKA. ERIKA, maybe it was because of her what was going on with her and her husband. She seemed kind of distant, but she did seem like she was embracing Garcelle. But I was a little on the fence with that. Kyle showed her venom, but she's married to a Mexican American. I'm really shocked at her being showing just a little bit of racism. Like honestly, I was really shocked at Kyle. To me, the other ladies did very well. Sutton, Dorit, I love Dorit. And the other ladies to me did well. To me, it was Kyle, and I believe that's why Lisa left. Because Lisa, I just really believe Lisa was not going to share a stage with an African American person. I believe that's why she left the show. I'm going to stick to that. She has her own spin-offs now, of course, but I really, really believe that was it. I really believe that the tension between them the season before Garcelle came on, season 9, was because they had heard when that there was going to be some diversity on the show, and Lisa got mad and quit and tried to put it all over a dog and Dory, which was not true. I don't believe that. Also, you'll see the new girl having some trouble with Sutton. She's a Southern socialite that has moved recently to the area of Beverly Hills. They brought her in. I think she came in season 9 as well, and this will be her. I think this is her third season coming up. They said that she's vying for camera time. She wants her camera time. She doesn't have a good storyline. So to me, if you don't have a very good storyline, if you live this rich, boring life, and you have to cause a lot of drama. So that's what she's doing. They said she's going around causing a lot of drama between all the housewives when everybody this season seems to be settled down, getting used to each other. Due to the pandemic and COVID, a lot of people lost loved ones. A lot of people have reevaluated their lives and seen what's more important to them. So I really believe that Sutton wants her, her shine. So they talk like in the trailer that she's really going to be doing a lot of instigating and um, showing her little sweet tea attitude just to get some airtime. Also, we will see on Wednesday. Teresa for the Real Housewives of New Jersey franchise. Teresa Judy J has finally came out with her new beau. Um, I've heard allegedly that he's supposed to be some kind of a sex fiend or some kind of a sexaholic or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, it looks like they're in love. His past doesn't matter. Her past doesn't matter. People will drag your past up to, damper your connection with someone. But I'm so glad she's found love. She really deserves it. But they allegedly heard that her girls are very happy about her new relationship. Of course, they say Joe is jealous. Of course, one thing men don't think about is that you you have these extramarital affairs and you may leave your 84-20, right? But what they fail to realize is somebody out there will love and respect and worship your trash that you threw away. Your treasure that you threw away in the trash for some other tinkling, you know, shiny new toy. Someone else, another man's trash is another man's treasure. You didn't value Teresa Joe at all. You ran around. You even caused her to have to spend a year in jail, and you won't take responsibility for destroying your family. Your beautiful girls love you so much. Teresa would have stayed with you to the day that you died, just like Erica said she would have stayed with Tom. And now that she has found love, don't shine on her parade. Don't do that. I don't think that's fair to her. I am so proud of Teresa. I really did enjoy the New Jersey Housewives this season. It smiled, had a little drama, but other than that, just seeing Teresa happy is what I'm so happy about. Also, as I come to an end of the broadcast, I Portia Williams and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. As I said in a previous episode, I really believe that some of this is dramatized to be her storyline. She is having, it's alleged that she's has a spinoff of three-part episode where she will explain her pregnancy and relationship and things like that. I believe that it is all a part of a ploy to get people to watch her spinoff. I believe that even though I jokingly said who's the baby daddy? Is it Bolo? Is it uh, Dennis? Is it Simon? I believe that's Dennis's child. I believe in the end Dennis will win and her and Dennis will marry. That's will be married. That's just my prediction. I don't believe that she's going to stay with Simon if she is with him for real. I don't believe that. I believe that that's Dennis's child. That will rescue her in the third episode, and her and Dennis will, walk off hand in hand and sunset together. Um, that's my prediction. I hope that's what happens. I really do am rooting for her. I think her and Dennis makes a great couple, and I don't know why that they couldn't work things out. Far as Fallon goes, I don't know what her angle is. We could kind of figure out what's going on with Latoya, but Fallon, I've heard that people say that it was to introduce Fallon to the um, entertainment world, to get her feet wet. That was part of the deal between Portia, allegedly, between Portia and Simon, was to give Fallon some exposure to the entertainment world as a parting gift from her marriage. I guess not to expose Portia and Simon's affair and things like that. Um, she's taking a lot of heat if it's true. If that's true, she's taking a lot of heat He's accused her of cheating. He's came out publicly and accused her of cheating. And in my mind, I'm like, she's not even a housewife. She doesn't hold a peach. She's just a friend of the show, a friend of the show. So why would he go publicly and say that she was cheating on him and make this big stink about it? And then up comes this stuff about him and Portia. I do believe it's true that, like Mimi said on one of her interviews, that they're not always friends. They don't always know the ladies that come on, the new ladies, that they build friendships, when they become cast on the show. So I do believe that uh, Portia was not friends with Fallon, but we may have to pull back on that one because remember, Simon and Dennis are business acquaintance. So evidently she had to have some kind of dealings with Simon and Fallon prior to all this big news coming out about her marrying the girl's husband. They're still married to her. They're not even divorced yet. Even though the divorce has been filed, the divorce has not been finalized. So it's just a big mess. I think it's a ploy for her spinoff special that's coming up, and all this will be sorted out. But my predictions again, and you heard it here first, is this is all smoke and mirrors. The baby is Dennis's. Her and Dennis will rescue her in the third episode, and they'll walk off hand in hand and married together, and she'll be back on the next season, season 14, happily, married, happy ever after. That's my prediction. So I don't know. But Curtis, I hope you have enjoyed the show. Do you think that their celebrity status put extra strain on normal man? Yes, I do. I don't know if you know it or not, but any couple that enters the entertainment world on these reality uh, TV shows end up, if you say, I say 70% of them end up in divorce. They don't stay together. It's very hard for a couple to stay together once they enter the reality TV world. Not only is it the strain to keep up with whatever type of premises for the show it is, but you have fans, especially for the husbands. You have women, if they are on social media, you have women DMing them, naked pictures, propositions. They become popular. They're not used to that, that entertainment world where you have a smorgasbord of women coming at you, and God knows what else. And the ability to do whatever you like, along with the money that they pay you to do these reality shows. And the strain is really hard on both the the husband and wife in a relationship that enters in reality TV. It's very hard. You have to be really strong to survive reality TV coming in married. Now, if you get married while you're in reality TV, that's different. They said that's a little different. It may last longer because you're both coming in together and you're learning the entertainment world, or you know more about how it works, the ins and outs. But coming into these reality shows married, a lot of them don't even make it past the first season married. By the time the next season airs, they're divorced. So that's like 70%. I've seen so many couples come in these reality shows, no matter what premises they are. When the second season come in, if they make it to the second season, they're divorced already. Single, male and female. It's really hard because one of them says they don't like it. Like Martin Lawrence's ex-wife. I saw she was on the reality show, Reality Exes or something like that. And she was talking about how she dated Martin Lawrence for 14 years. I think she had 2 children within that courtship. And then he finally married her, and they stayed married not even 2 years. And she said she never wanted the fame and all of that. She said she felt last, not just second to his career, but last to his career. And she said she always put him first. And it was really, really hard for her. She said when her and Martin divorced, she said she moved like way away from Hollywood. She didn't want to be seen even in the area. She just didn't want no more of it. She wasn't that type of girl. That wasn't what she wanted. But she's I am shocked she stayed with him all those years. And then once they got married, their relationship just ended. She said she couldn't do it. It was a lot of pressure on her. And so did Eddie Murphy's wife. Eddie Murphy's wife said the same thing. It was very hard for her as well, even though she was a model when he met her. She was a model. So um, I I sympathize with any couple that's trying to get into the business and they don't know the ins and outs, or they don't seek counseling, or they don't ask other couples, what to look for, because a lot of them, they do not make it. Listen, if you like my show, if you like the content, which I'm not, will only be talking about the housewife franchises. I'll be bringing you politics and pop culture and other things that's going on around the world. If you like it, please hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so that you can be notified for future shows. Like and comment. I'm also on Spotify. I started out doing a podcast, Dear Rose, and I wanted to come over to YouTube to gain a more larger audience. So you can also hear my podcast Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Spotify, where I do more of a motivational, a spiritual, and a mind, body, and soul type of a podcast. Here on YouTube, it's more hot topics, pop culture, politics, and things like that I will be discussing. So you can always come over to Spotify, and it's the same name, Plus Size T with Dear Rose on Spotify. I'm also on Instagram. I am Dear Rose 66 on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, Plus Size T with Dear Rose as well on Facebook. I have put all my information down in the description box. I hope you like this content today about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's another one of the franchises that I really love. They will be airing tomorrow night on Bravo at 9 p.m. or either 8 p.m. Eastern. And so you have to check your time zones to see what time they actually start for the area that you're in. But I really enjoyed you guys. Curtis, thank you for tuning in with me. You all, please like, follow, subscribe, support the Dear Rose show. I have my Cash App information down in the description box if you would like to support the show. If not, you're not required to. It's fine. Just having you tune in and listen is just a blessing in itself. So I love you all. Have a good night. Smooches. Thank you for tuning in, Curtis. Bye-bye.